Katie Counseling. Welcome back. So I have some time in the car today. So I was going to do, there's like a bird over here. If you see the bird, I don't know, it thinks this is a tree or something. So alright guys, today I will be going over the different theories and that I've learned this past semester. I'm not gonna go like super thorough, I'm just gonna go over them to kind of see like what kind of theoretical orientations there are when you are a counselor. This is kind of where you can kind of pick and choose, you know, what theory works for you the best. So let's get started. All right, I will just go down the list. I'm just gonna go down the list of how we learn this. So in my theories class, first theory that we learned was the psychoanalytic and the psychodynamic. So those are the theories of like Freud and different developmental stages. And pretty much you're supposed to be able to go through the different stages, and pretty much if you don't get through those Freudian stages, your development might not be as optimal as it could be. So sometimes when people have issues when they are adults, they may need to resolve one of the stages they never like properly went through. Not my favorite theory. I get it, but they're just not my favorite. All right, the second theories are existential, experimental, and person-centered theories. So for these theories, they are the Adlerian and psychodynamic and Gestalt, and it's a humanistic perspective. So I just did one of my papers on Adler and Adlerian therapy, and I think it's really interesting because Adlerian therapy does not like to place diagnosis on people, which is kind of good for certain things, because there's times where, just from what I'm learning, it's not always good to just throw diagnosis out, because then the person or yourself can get hyper focused on just that, and then you can miss other things that could be helpful for a client's positive therapeutic experience. So yeah, I kind of like Adlerian therapy. There's different techniques with Adlerian therapy that you can use. One of them, and I only know this thoroughly because I wrote a 10-page paper on this yesterday, but there's like the push button technique that Adlerian therapists use. And again, when I say Adlerian therapists, these techniques can be used in like cognitive behavioral therapy. They can be used within different structures. You don't have to just be one thing. You can learn all of it, and if it's appropriate for the client and you think it would work for their situation, you can utilize these techniques. A lot of these techniques are not evidence-based, some of them are. So this is where you learn all these things. So yeah, like the push button technique, it's pretty much is and this is again my words, this is not a real definition, but from what I understand, it's you ask the client to think about something that makes them happy, and then you ask them to think about something that makes them not feel so happy. And from those two different situations, the client can see that they have the ability to control their emotions and feelings. That's something that you can use in therapy as a counselor if you know how to utilize this properly. So this is the Adlerian, way of thinking. And that's about it. There's so much more I could say about it, but then we'd be here all day. Okay, so the next theories are behavior and exposure therapies. So this is exposure case, humanistic behavior. Okay, so a lot of exposure things are like if you have like a phobia of like spiders, they'll show you spiders. Like nowadays with technology, you can do exposure therapy through AI, which was really interesting to me. Then there is different ways to, like do exposures at the clinic, at home. So it just depends on what you're working on. Different disorders, different things will implement different exposure therapies, so the client gets exposed to what they are fearing and that reaction lessens over time. All right, what do we have next? Cognitive behavioral therapy, which everybody knows and loves, and choice theory reality therapy. Okay, I forgot what choice theory is, to be honest with you guys. Reality therapy, I think, is like meeting the client where they're at. So it's not digging in the past. It's not kind of like going totally into the future. It's literally like, what are we working on today? What is happening? What are we gonna, help you with that's happening in your life at the moment? Please, again, don't quote me on this. That's just my interpretation of what I've learned. CBT, you will learn that CBT is the holy grail. It is evidence-based. People love it. And you can use cognitive behavioral therapy for a lot of different things. And you can also add different things into it from different theories. So CBT will be something you know through and through when you're done with this program, because it is evidence-based and there is like proven results and statistics that it does help with certain disorders and behavioral issues. All right, what do we have? Okay, we have DBT and ACT, pragmatic. These are the pragmatic theories. So yeah, DBT is a little bit more focused on thought process. It's a little more involved, I would say. It's a little more thorough than CBT. ACT, honestly, I have no idea. I forgot. Let's see. And I hope this form is okay for you guys. I'm literally just going over like some of the stuff. I could make like separate videos, but that's like not what I want my channel to be. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll look it up for you. But yeah, I don't want to sit here and do like a whole video on just like one theory. I feel like there's other creators that do an amazing job. So yeah, maybe one day, like once I'm credentialed and I have my own like way of like looking at it and explaining it, then I'll do it. But right now I'm a student. All right, the next one is feminist therapy, postmodern approaches. Feminist therapy does not only pertain to females. There's different ways where it can be interpreted in how like gender roles are perceived and things like that. So it's really interesting. That's one of the ones that you want to learn about, because it has a lot to do with like the social constructs that are happening in our world right now, and you will understand where all these super out there groups and messages and things come from. So they'll take concepts from like feminist theory and run with it. And that's how you get certain things that we're seeing right now in our political and our, social climate. Next, what do we got? Systemic and interpersonal therapies. All right, this is feminist, multicultural, yeah, so multicultural, so important. Every week that we did the theories, what is it called? Yeah, so any case we did, there was a question about how would you work with this case through a multicultural context or lens. Every single one. Very, very, very important, because people come from different places. They believe in different things. Religion, ethnicity, beliefs, and this kind of makes a difference on how you're going to work with this client. So very important. Always look for that. Okay, so those are pretty much the theories that I have here. There's like different therapies within these theories, like choice theory. Then you have like narrative therapy, which is one of my favorites. I really want to learn about narrative therapy because, again, you're meeting like the client where they're at, and you talk to them and you allow them to be the expert in their life. And I think that's so important. And again, that's just what I've learned. I hope it's not wrong, but I think that's what it is. So yeah, I hope this helps. Again, I'm a student. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm not like some guru that knows everything, but this is my theories class. This was the long class that I had this semester, and you pretty much learn the different lenses you can work as a counselor, and how you can use these different theories and different schools of thought to kind of formulate your counseling identity. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what theories you use as a counselor, because I have a lot of people that are counselors here. Follow me at KD Counseling, and if you have any questions, DM me, please. And yeah, let me know. What theory would you use if you were a counselor? All right, guys, have a good day. Bye-bye.